morphing in, and it was a process into who they were going to become. And we flipped some adversity. You know, we always said we were closer than we were farther, and they really believed it. And I can't be happier for this group. They, not one time did they blink. They got a little down at times, but they kept showing up. And when they flipped it and won at the end of the season, it was really fun to see.
How much does it help being battle tested in that way coming into the tournament? That's not really something this team has experienced the last few years, but this year you guys have really had to fight through the ups and downs, and that's what March is about, fighting through that.
Yeah, I'd like to think it's going to help us. I also think if your analytics or your odds is like, some of those close ones, when you get into a tournament like this, right, as you continue to climb, and that could be game one, it could come down to those last second shots and whatnot, that I just think their resolve has been great, and it helped us get on the winning streak, but the near misses, they could have gone either way sometimes, So I'd like to think that when we get in this tournament that all that experience, it's gonna come back to us, tenfold. So I've loved how they practice. I think the big thing is being off 2 weeks. End of story. I mean, that's a long time. 2 weeks of you're playing pretty well, and then boom, you have to wait for that game-like feeling. So I think that's the big story for the conferences like ours that played 2 weeks ago.
With Kylie coming back, how does that impact your younger players? Because that's a tough thing,
Yeah.
Because they know that probably slows their progress. So how have you dealt with that? And how exciting is it too at the same time?
I feel like if you happen to see the video that was posted, I think that's the answer.
Yeah.
And I think, to me, that's what Iowa basketball, Iowa women's basketball is all about, is they understand that they're part of something. And sometimes, you get the start for 4 years, sometimes you work your way up. But Kylie is just a great person, like all of them. But incredible teammate. They understand what she brings to the table defensively, but just who she is as a person. And they love hanging out. So when you love hanging out and that family is there, the first thing you think about is all the good and all the memories. This team doesn't think about me. What does that mean for my minutes? What does that mean for, my growth? They just know that, hey, this is going to help our team be better. And I think that video really, really showed it all.
Okay. With the 2 weeks, how have you? Is it going to be a surprise to us how you use Ava Hayden?
Yeah.
Do we have to wait and see, or what?
No, I'm going to stick with the fact that it's matchups.
Yeah.
I think that she's had a really couple good weeks of practice. So has Addison, and so has Hannah.
Yeah.
And so we're going to go against two really good post players. If we get by the very first one in Caitlin Young, Caitlin Young is fantastic. Man, her elbow shots, her pick and pops, her ability to score down low. I mean, we have three different things that we can try to counter her with, right? You have Hannah, you have the size of Addie, a true post, and you have the hybrid of Ava. So I'm thankful that we can use those counters. So they've been looking great, and I'm just going to see how the game flows and what I think is needed to counter that, or to maybe, highlight maybe a strength she might not have in defending these three. So it's, again, game flow.
Yeah.